You think these big orange barrels and these blue flashing lights protect us, but actually it's the way you drive that can save our lives.
Hey, you wanna go to the movies tonight?
Yeah, sure. Maybe we can hit Stacy's party after.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
We just went ID.
Hello? Hey girl, what's going on? We're just going to the mall.
Hey, did you talk to Brad?
Hey, Debbie, look out. What'd he say?
Hey, Debbie.
All it takes is one moment of not paying attention, one instance of driving too fast to change your life and possibly end someone else's.
Hello, ma'am. I'm with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. I need you to tell me what happened out here.
I was talking on my phone and I guess I just wasn't paying attention. Is he gonna be okay? What about Angie?
Well, your friend looks like she has a pretty serious head injury as well as possibly some broken bones because she wasn't wearing her seatbelt. As far as the gentleman that was struck, we don't know. He's in very serious condition.
Oh my gosh. Well, what's gonna happen to me?
Well, you're probably going to be charged with reckless driving in a work zone. If either the gentleman or your friend don't survive, you could be facing an additional charge of involuntary manslaughter,
Oh my
which can
gosh.
carry a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. Let's start at the beginning. Tell me exactly what you were doing when you entered the work zone.
Debbie won't be hanging out with friends after school. She won't be at the prom or even graduation. But that's not even the worst part. Debbie's actions also impacted people far from the site of the accident.
Ma'am, I'm Trooper David Lee with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Are you Mrs. Paul Davis?
Yes, I am.
I'm so sorry to have to inform you. Your husband was involved in a fatal accident today at work. A car was speeding through his work zone and struck him. You have my deepest condolences.
Debbie's not going to the junior-senior prom this year. You know, Debbie may not even make graduation. This is a scene that's all too familiar in Tennessee. Now, students, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. William Moore.
Students, you're here today because the interstate system throughout the nation is more than 50 years old. In 2006, the Department of Transportation, we celebrated the interstate system with the joining states that surrounds us. And students, no matter where you go, I know that y'all had construction here at your school, Tennessee Department of Transportation, as well as the Department of Safety. We want to keep you, your friends, and our road construction workers safe.
My name is David Edmondson. I'm the project supervisor for the Clarksville Construction Office. My office and I are responsible for all the construction activities in Montgomery County, Cheatham County, Stewart County, Houston County, and right here in Robertson County. I'm here today to talk to you about what my office does and what I have witnessed in my career here at TDOT while working out on the roads. The pictures you see on the screen up here are from an accident that occurred back in July in 1995. That day, when those guys pulled up, I waved at them. They waved back at me. Then the next thing you know, the truck that they were standing from disappeared. And I can still see it right now if I close my eyes. I can see that truck tumbling through the air over and over again. And as you can see on the screen, this is the aftermath. This is the dump truck. This is the semi-truck. Had a load of vinyl siding on it and caught fire. This is a day I'll never forget. Every time I get out of my truck today on one of our jobs, I think about this. I think about what could happen to me. I think about what could happen to one of my employees. And that's why I'm here today, to ask you to please be careful, to slow down, to not be distracted, and to always expect the unexpected when you come through one of our construction zones.
I don't know a whole lot of things, but there's one thing I know for sure. The 4 cheerleaders killed in White County about 3 months ago will not get a chance to get this message. I also know that the 2 teenagers killed in Sumner County about 2 weeks ago will not get a chance to get this message. Out of all those kids that I've just talked about, none of them were wearing a safety belt. The thing that I want to teach you today is something we like to refer to an acronym, BTB. We call it belts to bones. And the way the seatbelt is designed, the way the seatbelt is set up, it covers the big bones in your body. It covers your collarbone, sternum bone, and your hip bones. Because if you get in a crash and you hit an object and you start moving forward in your vehicle, you want to make sure that your seatbelt grabs the big bones on your body, your collarbone, your sternum bone, and your hip bone.
2 things were not here 20 years ago. That would be you students and this cell phone. You're all juniors and seniors now. You're all driving. The majority of you all are anyway. Probably some football players in here. Football players will tell you that in 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, they can run that 100-yard football field. If you are in your car, you are texting on this cell phone, and you look down for 1 second, you travel half the length of that football field. Let me just put that a little clearer. If a car is traveling 55 miles an hour, it comes to that back wall. It wipes out everybody in this middle section. Jim told you all, and Lieutenant Barnes just reiterated the point, that we've delivered this message to over 30,000 high school students. We're getting this message out there to save your lives so that you can go on to college and be productive in life.
They've just talked to y'all about some things that can save your life. And one of the things that they didn't tell you that they have been at these other programs, one of the hardest things that we have to do, if you don't have that seatbelt on or whatever, one of the hardest things we have to do in our job is to come knock on your door and tell your folks that you're not coming home because you've been killed in a car crash. We have to do it too much. It's one of the hardest things we ever have to do. So please, put that seatbelt on. How many of you are familiar with the move-over law? If you come upon an emergency vehicle with its flashing lights on, now what's an emergency vehicle? Okay, an emergency vehicle could be a police car, could be a fire truck, could be an ambulance, a rescue squad vehicle, a wrecker. It could be TDOT trucks, any of these maintenance trucks on the side of the road working. If they have their flashing lights on, if you can move over, you need to move over into the adjacent lane and give them room. If we've got somebody stopped on the interstate, that's a work zone for us. We don't know what we've got going on, so we're paying attention to what we're doing, not necessarily what's going on around us. That's why we need you to move over. Give us room. If you can't move over in the other lane, it's not a problem. Just slow down and proceed on by with caution. When you go by, watch for the people, be it the TDOT workers, the police, the firemen, ambulance personnel. Watch out for those people and drive on by. You don't have to stop.
I was on my cell phone with my mom, and I saw the tripper car go flying by. And I saw these Dixon cars go flying by. Dang, something must have really happened on the interstate. I called Todd's sister, because they were supposed to be leaving the next day for Florida. And that hurricane was rolling in. And we were trying to get a hold of her the night before to see if they were still going and what was going on. And she asked me if I